Greetings from GateX Fuel I. In this video, I am going to show you how to create an asset and supply fuel to it. I will also show you how to control your assets and stop them from receiving fuel from any of your pumps. The asset page is the starting point of any of your fuel supply projects. Only the enabled fleet on the asset page can receive fuel from your pumps or mobile tankers. To view the existing assets, select a group, then select vehicles or assets from any of the drop-downs and proceed. Once the selected list populates on the page, you can click on any row to open a control pop-up for a specific asset and make changes. There are 3 tabs on this pop-up. On the first tab, you can make changes to the license plate number, accumulator type and mode. The accumulator type is odometer for moving fleet and engine hours for stationary assets such as cranes and gensets. The mode determines if a vehicle can be refueled only by scanning the RFID tag on its fuel tank, or only by entering its plate number on the keypad, or dual, which means either way. Use key-in for the rented vehicles, which normally do not have a RFID tag of yours. Mode also defines actions for disabling or enabling an asset of receiving fuel or putting it on one-time bypass mode for emergency cases to allow the fuel operator to use the plate number entry mode and refuel the vehicle. The bypass state will automatically be back to normal after one refueling. After making all the changes, before clicking on Update, make sure you have selected the target meters for which the changes should be effective. The second tab on this pop-up is to make changes to the assignment of this vehicle or asset to groups, and the third tab is to set the fuel consumption benchmark. This benchmark will be used in fuel intake reports as the comparison point of the engine's fuel efficiency. You can also set the benchmarks to the category of the vehicles and update per category instead of setting them one by one. Add asset. Click on Add Asset to add your new fleet and enable them to receive fuel. Make sure that you are entering the plate numbers and asset codes correctly. Plate numbers are important as they will be used for fueling authentication. Asset codes are crucial as they cannot be edited and corrected. This is because asset codes remain the same for the lifetime of the asset within each company. Once again, don't forget to select the meters that will fuel this vehicle before clicking on the Fuel Allowance. Once you set fuel allowance for a vehicle and its total intake volume from the set time crosses the set value, the next fueling will not happen. Fuel allowance is not a preset for each transaction. Preset needs extra hardware on your flow meter or pumps to stop the pump when a transaction reaches its set volume. Use the Set Fuel Allowance button to set max allowed fuel per group or for several vehicles at a time. Batch Edit. By batch editing, you can set a parameter to multiple vehicles in one go. You can, for example, disable the off-hired vehicles at once, change their status, accumulator type, and so on. Remember to select the meters that should be affected by this change, and if you are changing the accumulator type, then select all meters and update. Assign category. Categories are defined on a separate page under the registration menu. If you have already defined categories, you can assign them to the fleet on the Assign Category pop-up. Once you assign categories to the fleet, the benchmarks which are set on the category menu will be used in fuel efficiency calculations on fleet intake reports. Don't forget to set benchmarks for each category on the category menu. You can import several new assets to your account by clicking on the Import button. First, download the template CSV file once the pop-up opens, and then copy all of your assets to the template file and import it in one go. You can find explanations of each column on the same template file. Remember to remove the explanations while you are preparing your own CSV of new assets for importing to your account. Don't make a mistake on asset codes, as the asset codes cannot be edited later. Don't use small letters, spaces, and special characters for the fleet license plate numbers. Thank you for choosing GateX as your technology partner.